Yeah, I'm really proud of the coaches and kids. Everybody keeps asking me about my emotions, and my emotions were about them. A lot goes into college football. I haven't been surprised by any of it, but the investment these people make is pretty significant, and you feel very connected to their success. So I'm really happy to see them have success, have them play at a high level in the first game, do a lot of the things that we've talked about doing that it takes to play great football. So is there a lot of room for improvement? Absolutely. I mean, we got so many things we got to get better at, but just super, super happy for them.
Talking to Jacob, he said he was just really a facilitator, and as a guy who's probably been labeled game manager for most of your career, would you agree with his take that he's a facilitator? Or do you believe Zeno could be, is more than just that?
I mean, he made some plays. I like that mindset. When people would try to rip me by calling me a game manager, Steve Young would always chime in. He's a Hall of Famer, and he'd chime in and say, they're actually complimenting you because those of us in the Hall of Fame, 85% of what we did was manage the game, and that's a compliment. So that always made me feel good. I think Jacob is better than I am. I don't think I ever went 38 or 41. So, and he made plays. There was some stuff that wasn't as we thought it would be, and he was able to get deep in his progressions. The post throw for the touchdown was you won't see a better throw this whole week in college football. TJ did a great job chasing it down. And then he handles other stuff. He handles a lot now. I mean, I think we probably shift or moved on 80% of our plays today, and probably 100% that we're not playing fast on. So he's responsible for all that. He handles all the communication at the line of scrimmage. So I've said this. I think you guys probably thought I was just blowing smoke, but he has the hardest job in college football. To play for me and Mort and Nick and Danny and Taylor and all the other Rip and all these other quarterbacks in the building, he's got the hardest job in college football, and I thought he responded at a very high level.
Defensively, they don't get in the end zone. I think you've allowed 16 yards of passing. Just assess the play of the defense, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, our secondary played really well. They're not real pleased. When we went in there after the game, you could tell the disappointment on their faces for giving up that many rushing yards. But I love their effort. That's something we've preached hard. I like their ability to reset after some bad plays. They gave up some plays and they reset right away and came back with good plays. Their sudden change, getting the 3 and out after the turnover. They did a lot of really good things. So something to build off of. But we definitely have to get better. We got to get better everywhere. But defensively, we can't let teams knock us back. And I thought early on we got knocked back a little bit, and then they fixed it.
Coach, obviously first win as head coach, seeing your family here. I imagine some friends, even some former players. What does it mean to have all of them here to be a part of this?
Yeah, it's really neat. Not just having my family here, that's expected. But one of my dear friends, Justin Hoover's here from Elite 11. Dear friends from California are here. And then I think I have like 75 texts. I had probably 150 today. Just to Scott Van Pelt, which was cool to, guys I used to work with, Stanford Steve and Scott doing the show for the Van Pelt Sports Center. I think people are excited to see this journey of mine. They're rooting for it. They saw what happened at the last place, and I think they know that my intent here is more than just winning games. And I think that makes it a little more powerful to my network. They know that I'm in this for more than just winning games. So these boys have done a great job. We're seeing massive change off the field in an awesome way. They're becoming pros and how they live their lives. And eventually that's going to show up to a really incredibly high level of football. I thought tonight was a good start to that. I'm glad my tribe was there to see it.
You guys do a lot of different things offensively. How much did you show offensively? How much did you show of your offense today? I mean, if you could put a percentage on it, I guess.
I just told Landrum probably 10, 15%. It might be a little higher. There's nothing offensively we can't do. That's just the philosophy. Now, I'm not saying we do it well yet, But, my philosophy for years ago, I was at ESPN, I was studying football. I'm like, why do these guys do systems? Like, I don't understand it. If you do a system, then the team you're playing against knows what they're going to prepare for. I'm like, what if you could teach young people to do everything? And there's so many people that think I'm crazy. Like, well, you're going to be, what's the term? Something of all, master of none. But I don't believe that. I believe you can be. I think they sell kids short on their learning capacity. We proved it at Elite 11. I remember the first couple of years I was made fun of because I thought they could learn an NFL offense. Oh, they did. And then I went to high school football and I installed an NFL system. They said, oh, there's no way a 15-year-old can do this. Well, they did. And I just keep pushing the envelope on what young people can learn. Now, I think you have to do it creatively. It's not the old way. Like, we work really hard on creative ways of teaching. But their ability to absorb this stuff and then execute it is phenomenal. I mean, our game plan tonight was bigger than any game plan I ever had in the NFL. And many of the players said, this is it. Because in training camp, you're talking about there's 400 plays up every day, and they're responsible for them. So, you just saw a glimpse of what we can do. Now, you got to execute. Like, this offense, it doesn't matter. If you don't block, if you don't catch, if you don't break tackles, it can get 5 yards, not 400 and whatever. So it still comes down to the fundamentals of it all, but the ability to create a lot of pictures for the defense is what makes it hard to defend.
Trent, I got an offbeat question
Yeah,
for you.
I like those.
You've had a loyal companion by your side, Nala.
Nala.
I was wondering where Nala was.
So Nala, my wife had to take my wife's right behind you, and I lived Dill for sure. She bought all of them from the bookstore. Nala might have one on, actually. It was weird not having her all day in the office. My wife brought her by for a couple hours this afternoon, then took her back to the loft. But she'll be waiting to see me. She'll lick all the sweat off me because I won't have a chance to shower here. So when I get home, she'll be licking every part of my arm and leg to get the sweat off.
What? You slept on the couch, I guess, in the office of the UAB football facility when you first got here. What? How long was Nala there with you? And then, what is, I guess, it been like from the beginning of sleeping on the couch?
Yeah. She was there from get-go, right, Cass? Just about. She loves sleeping. I mean, she did this at Lipscomb too. I slept in the office there for months before my wife moved up from Austin, and Nala was right there by me, and she was there by me here. I was able to get a lot done. We're piecing this thing together as I got here, and I remember telling Mark, there's a lot of things I don't know, but I'll figure them out. And part of the way you figure them out is you just work relentlessly. And, some of my best stuff hits me at 2 a.m. If you've been to my office, you see those whiteboards by the TV. I mean, sometimes it looks like Goodwill Hunting, right? But those are, when you're there and you're available, and my family does an incredible job of kind of releasing me to do this stuff early in these adventures. And some of the best stuff came 2, 3 in the morning. And then, I remember those early days when Nick and Mort and Eddie were working for their SEC schools, getting ready for a bowl game, and then driving in to work for us at times. And, there really was no clock we just had to get stuff done. The mantra around the building was find a way, figure it out. And we all kind of found a way and figured it out. And part of that was my availability to be there 24/7.
Coach,
With Nala.
I came a little late. Sorry, we were doing TV outside. But if someone asked this already, but right before the game, you told me this was kind of like a Super Bowl to you. Mm-hmm. What did the end feel like? What was it like? Is this something special? Your first one as a college head coach?
More for them, not for me. And what I meant by that was, I was super calm in the Super Bowl. In fact, Sam Gash texted me today. Sam Gash was my fullback on that team, and there's this great moment that unfortunately NFL Films didn't capture when they did the recap of our season. But I had played crappy in the first quarter because I was so calm. And I was a guy that liked to play with fire. In fact, Cass would always tell me, you're better when you play with fire. And I was like milquetoast out there, like sleepwalking because I'd worked so hard on controlling my emotions. And Sam came out and picked me up by the chestboard and shook me and said, we need your juice. And then that was the series I threw the touchdown. And when Sam texted me today, I was like, man, I kind of feel the same way. Like I've worked so hard on trying to be calm and not let this thing be fast and, be ahead of the learning curve. I do think I was a little melancholy, but then what happened was cool today was in the little warm up before the game. I like the pads to be woken up. I'm a defensive end in a quarterback body. Like I like the physicality of the game, and when they start smacking pads, I was like, okay, let's go. And I kind of got my juices going, and I felt like I had my temperament back by the time the game started.
Any other questions?
How different was this from your first collegiate start as a quarterback when you were a player?
Oh, I was so nervous. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. My hands were shaking. We were under center back then, and my center actually still every once in a while he'll text me or call me. He said, "I just remember your hands shaking between my legs," because I was so nervous. I had such anxiety. I had to get hit. For me in college football, I had to get hit early to kind of calm the nerves. And I had nerves today because it matters. I told the guys, I hope you have nerves because it means it matters to you. But we've given them a lot of information on how to handle their nerves. I'm convinced this. We coach a lot of football, obviously, but we coach the human more than we coach the football, because so much of this game is up here, mentally and emotionally, and we understand what they're going through because many of us went through it. And to be able to relate to them where they feel like it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to, have some of the anxiety that goes into having a game and not feel bad about it, I think was beneficial throughout the week, talking them through that stuff. I can still do a Dilfer answer to eat up more time if you want.
You have a bigger play sheet than Andy Reid? Looks like a cheesecake factory to me.
Did I leave mine in the office? It's big. It's now part of that's because I'm blind. So Cass asked me today. She goes, "You gonna wear your glasses?" I said, "Heck no, I'm not wearing my glasses." But it's big enough that if I extend my arms out all the way, I can read. My normal down and distance is I have to hold out here. My critical downs, I can be a little closer to me because it's bigger font. But Trevor Browder, one of our analysts, did an incredible job without making fun of me the last couple of days formatting my call sheet so that I could read it. So Mort's is like, have you seen Mort's? No. Oh my gosh, it's like 8 font. I can't read one single play on his play sheet. So I had to go I like your system, but there's no way I'd even know what we're doing if I read your play sheet. So it's probably going to get bigger as the year goes on. I didn't realize there was I thought there was only letter than legal. Well, Trevor taught me that whatever I use today is something bigger than that. So I use whatever's bigger than legal today.
Well, Jacob, have you ever thrown that many passes in a game, and just what went into the, completing that many passes to that many receivers? 'Cause it didn't look like it was too many checkdowns, but they were just a lot of open space for your guys.
I don't think so, but it didn't even feel like it when I was out there. I was just out there playing, and just giving the guys open space and do what they do.
For you beforehand, knowing, I know you talk a lot about preparing, no matter, even last year preparing as a starter,
Right.
but knowing going into this, starting the first game, what was today like for you before the game?
It was easy. It was relaxed. I treat every day of practice like it's a game. So going out here, and this is just fun day, really. Dilfer always says, prepare like you're playing a game, and so that's what I did all week. And then today's just a result of practice and preparation.
Jacob, how much better are you as a quarterback now than you were last year?
I feel like I'm 10 times better.
And how much did Dilfer and Mortensen and everyone had to do with that? What have they done?
A lot. They've taken me from where I was at and just upgraded me mentally, physically, just everything. And so I'm so thankful for those guys.
For Jackson, just what was this defense able to do, especially when A&T were able to kind of get into y'all's side of the territory? Because they were able to do that a few good times, but y'all were able to hold them to field goal, was able to force a turnover at one point. Just what were you able to do, kind of keep yourselves up and not allowing them to get into the end zone?
Right. So, yeah, obviously we had some bad run fits to start out the game. Whether it was on actually, it really don't matter who it was on. We didn't have good run fits. We're letting balls get busted out, missed tackles. I had a missed tackle and the ball ran for 40 yards. Obviously I'm not satisfied, and I'm happy to get the win, but also, we got to clean that up front and in the box. Our run fits, we got to get that cleaned up.
Jackson, you shook your head when Jacob was talking about the improvement he's made in a year. As a guy who sees him every day in practice and goes against him every day in practice, where is he better, and kind of how does he compare to last year in your mind?
I actually told him after both of our scrimmages. He remembers. I came over to him. I said, you look a world of difference, and I don't know. I feel like he plays more loose out there, and he's more accurate now. I don't know. He's gotten better all over the place. And I'm happy for him, and I think he's gonna have a good year.
As a quarterback, when you have an offense that spreads the ball around like you guys did tonight, it seemed like you was always, it's not predictable. Kind of what's that like as a quarterback in this type of offense?
I mean, it's fun. It makes my job a whole lot easier. I'm just giving it to the playmakers. I'm just a facilitator, and I just got to keep doing my job and giving it to them.
What did you see of that T.J. Jones touchdown? Because, I mean, you let a rocket right down the middle of the field, and he was able to come down with it with a guy on his back.
Yeah, first of all, it was a good block by Dallas because without that block, I wouldn't have got that ball off. Second of all, it's like how we practice. We ran that play many times in practice, and I'm just doing my job. So I saw the safety come down a little bit, and I had him, so I threw it.
Jacob, I have a kind of an offbeat type of question. Trent Dilfer has a famous dog.
Right.
What is your famous Nala story? What is your favorite Nala story?
Nala story. I don't think I really have one. I mean, she's a real good dog. Yeah, she's a real good dog.
Well, what is she like in practice?
She just runs up top, barking, playing with her toys, and that's really about it.
What's the first time? Do you remember the first time you met her or anything like that, or Jackson?
Yeah, I think it was about a week into Dilford saying that he was going to bring the dog here, and I saw her in the office. I went and grabbed him, and I just started playing with her.
Yeah, she had to be a little careful with her. She had to sniff me first I think she's a little timid, but she's used to me now.